The third one I'd like to talk about is please remember to provide alternative text for any photos you use in Momentum or on your web pages. So when uploading an image to the internet, the program will ask you to type in some alternative text, and most of the time you'll hear us say alt text. You need to keep that text very short but describe the image. Like, think about if you were a blind person and your screen reader is reading the web page, it goes from left to right. When it hits an image, if there's not an alt tag, it just says image. So when you upload an image and it asks for an alternative text, please put something in there that's short but descriptive. I mean, a blind person does not want to hear dog. It would be better to say German Shepherd. Now, some people say to me, what if they've never seen a dog before, they don't know what a German Shepherd is? But some people have become blind later on in life, so they do know what a German Shepherd is. Woman, instead of teacher, you should say teacher, or plumber, whatever, describing that image in the best way that you can with a short description. So, complex images you will want to describe within the page content. So, if you have infographics, a detailed image that they're supposed to get some content out of and learn some things from, then it's very important that you describe that within the page, that web page content, or put up a transcription to explain that content. And think about buttons. If you have any buttons like start here, you upload an image that says start here, and the students have to click on that to go to another space. You would want to make sure that there was an alt tag on that said start here. So think about that when you're uploading your images and stuff. The fourth one that I'd like to talk about is using user-friendly documents for screen readers so visually impaired students can access materials. And I'm going to talk about HTML documents, Word documents, and PDF documents. The choice of screen readers and blind students is HTML documents is the best. And there are options available in D2L. You can choose to create a basic HTML page. And there are templates within D2L you can choose that give a more professional look and that screen readers can read, and we will cover that in more detail in our training modules. But for right now, I would like for you just to know that the option for screen readers and a blind student is using HTML documents. So if you are going to put some information up in D2L, rather than uploading a Word document, it would be better to cut and paste that into the HTML editor and have it as an HTML page, because the screen reader can read that better than PDFs and Word documents. The second choice is PDFs. And a PDF needs to have tags inserted. These are not visual, but used by the screen reader to understand the structure of that document. It's called tagging, and it allows people with disabilities the opportunity to access class materials as easily as their fellow classmates by providing these documents. Now, you need to think about if you have a document and you scan it, it gets scanned, and most of the time it's saved as an image or as a PDF file, and then you might have highlighted on it, written in the corners or in the columns, and then you scan this and provided it to your students. Those had some extra resources within that document, important parts that you've highlighted and made notes up to the side. But if you think about that, The screen reader cannot read that, so the blind person does not have access to that. So you'll want to think about creating a good, clean copy. If you have trouble with this, you can contact CTAT and we will help you with this. The third choice, which is the lowest choice, is a Word document. It's least preferred, and it is set up so there are formats that need to be done in the Word document a specific way to help your screen reader to be able to read the document easily. And we will cover those in more details in our training modules. And also, if you have questions about it, you can contact CTAT and we will go over these with you. We're just trying to let you know a little bit about each one of these so you can be thinking about them. A PowerPoint. It's very important when you're creating a PowerPoint for screen readers to use slide layout templates. The slide layout templates have been designed so screen readers can navigate through the PowerPoint easily. Also, think about writing in the presenter notes area. You know, down at the bottom of your PowerPoint there's an area where you can type text, and it's a good area to have information because the screen reader can read that for the blind student. Make sure and put alternative text to all your images, like we talked about alt text on your images. Complicated diagrams, maps, and complicated images. Either enter text on the slide or in the presenter notes area. So if you have an infographic that you've put within your PowerPoint and they are needing to pull some content information off of that infographic or that image, it's very important that you describe that image down in the presenter notes for the screen reader to pick that information up. If you're embedding video in your PowerPoint, make sure that you have a closed caption video and player controls are accessible for that blind student. Embedded audio in a PowerPoint, you would also want to think about including a transcript for that one. The last one that I'd like to talk about is, please remember when using graphic elements, diagrams, charts, infographics, to be sure to convey information about those graphics in the text document so visually impaired students have access to that information. It's just a big one that we don't really think about when we first start posting those type of graphics that have information embedded in them that our students need to pull from those. So think about that. And I hope you enjoyed these little short videos, just a little bit of information to get you thinking about accessibility and making your courses more accessible. We are designing some training modules that will be available towards the middle of the fall semester, so I hope you have enjoyed these little short videos, and we will see you at in-service. Thank you.